Hello internets! I am doing a vlog today on a how-to tutorial for my grade 9 art students. So this is what it's going to be about. I'm going to show how to use the grid method by not having a printout in front of you, but by using a grid on your computer and how to do that. The first thing you want to do is figure out if you want to do your picture in a portrait or a landscape. So what that means is this way is portrait, this way is landscape. I use the grid method all the time when I'm drawing. It is a great tool to help you get more accurate in your drawings, and sometimes freehanding is hard to do. So the first thing you need to do is figure out what kind of picture you want. It should be something that you want to be staring at for a while, because trust me, this grid is going to take you a whole bunch of hours. So figure out what you want to do. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do, but then I'm going to search. I am a big nerd, so I'm going to do a Star Trek character. And I'm going to do my favorite, Jean-Luc Picard. And I'm going to search images. And I'm going to go tools, size, large, and figure out which one I want to draw. I don't mind this one. Let's pick it. Okay, so you have to actually save this into your computer somewhere. It's probably different on Chromebook, but I'll show you how I would do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and then I'm going to go save image as. I'm not sure where it saves in your Chromebook, so maybe name it something that you're going to know how you can find it. I'm going to put it in the downloads because that's probably where yours will save. And I'm going to go save image. So you have to save an image on your computer. You cannot just cut and paste it into a Google file or a Google Docs. It doesn't work that way. Once you have downloaded your picture, you're going to go to the link that is up on Classroom, and you're going to make a grid on top of the picture that you just saved. So click on the link. It's called Gagnon Studio Grid. Okay. So once you get onto this, it's going to tell you basically everything to do, but let me walk you through. So you're going to click Start, and we're going to go with our orientation. We're going to go landscape because it was a landscape picture. It wasn't a portrait. Okay. And we're going to keep it as 8 by 10. And next step, upload your photo. So you got to choose your photo. Hopefully you know where you saved it. So go open, click upload. Shouldn't take you too long. Next. If you need to rotate it, you can. I'm not going to bother with it, but you might want to, so I'm just going to go next. Now this is important, is this crop, okay? Because this is going to make the photo the size that you want. And if you don't do this, all the squares are going to be all messed up. So cropping basically means you're going to take what you want to actually draw, and it's going to make a box that is the right size for an 8 by 10 picture. So I don't mind that. I'm going to keep that. So I'm basically keeping everything that is in this box. I'm going to go crop photo. Don't go next because you're not going to do anything. You got to crop it first. And there's my cropped photo. Now I want to go to next. Grid options. You can keep this the same. The only thing I might do is I might change the line color, because if you have a dark photo, it's hard to see black. So I like the red option. And you might want to go a little bit thicker with the lines so you can see it. Okay, so I like that 1-inch box. They're going to be a 1-inch box. So your grid is going to be an 8-inch grid by a 10-inch grid. Okay, so download it. And it downloads as, it names it as grid final. So if you bring up that grid, all right, and there's your grid. So you can see that you've got all your boxes here, and they are actual boxes. They are 1-inch squares. So your grid is basically going to be a 8-inch by a 10-inch, by a 10-inch grid. So if you count, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes on the top. So that's 10 inches. And if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 inches down. That's how you get your 8 by 10 grid. So here's how you're going to transfer your grid from the computer image to your sketchbook. So here's your sketchbook. Make sure it's the right orientation. So if you chose portrait, make sure it's in portrait. Okay, here's your ruler. And so what you're going to do is we already counted out the squares and it was 10 by 8 inches. Okay, so we know it's going to fit on your sketchbook because your sketchbook is 9 by 12. So if you leave a little bit of room, this will fit just nicely. Okay, so I'm going to start about here. I'm going to make a little tick. Okay, and first of all, just make sure that it is level and straight. Okay, so we said it was 10 on the top. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, make yourself a little tick, draw a line. You'll notice I'm using just a regular old pencil for this. It'd be a good idea just to use a regular pencil. This is just a mechanical one, but if you use your art pencils, it's going to be really dark. So here's our line. Okay, go back on here. And what I want you guys to do is make little ticks every inch. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we need to make our other side going down. We're going to measure, try and make this as straight as you can. Make sure it's measured off properly. I'm just going to draw a nice light line all the way down. Looks pretty good. Okay, and we said it was 8 inches down. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to measure up to 8, which is here. Okay, and you're going to do the same. You're going to make ticks. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then that's every inch. Okay, so now we got to make the same thing on the other side. So if you've done it this way, starting here, move your ruler. Don't flip your book, move your ruler. Okay, draw a nice light line all the way down. Measure off your 8 inches. And then you're going to do your ticks again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you're going to do the same for the bottom. So go back to the top, slide your ruler down, go to that very last tick. See how they line up? Isn't that nice? Okay, draw your line. And one more time, make your ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now all you gotta do is connect the dots. Okay, so we're gonna line up our ruler again for the dots for the 1 inch, and you're gonna draw your line. But make sure you're drawing fairly light. You don't wanna draw like super duper hard because you're gonna have to erase this grid anyways once you get to the shading. So fairly light you wanna be drawing. So you're connecting your ticks. And then you go down to the next one and you connect your ticks. Okay. So once you've done that, now you got to go to the other side. So you want to line up your ticks on the other side so you get a nice cross pattern. So then you should have a pattern that looks something like this, which should be correct in proportion. Don't worry if it's not exactly in the middle. As long as it's somewhere on the page, that's fine. I would leave a little bit of space. See, I didn't exactly measure, but we still have space here and space here, so you don't worry about that because that's not part of our grid. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you're going to start figuring out where things hit on that grid. So I like to cut, for me, I like to do the outline of what I'm drawing first. So then I'm counting again. I got this little space of Picard's head here. And then if I'm looking at my image again, which we'll go back to right now, the head kind of goes up and there's a little bit of space up this way. If I'm looking at my grid, I kind of make a little tick there because there's a little bit of space, and then I kind of see where that bald head kind of hits, and I'm going to try and draw that shape in that square. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next one right beside it, which is here. And again, there's still a little bit of space in there. So I'm kind of looking at each square and seeing what kind of little shapes I have in there and where it kind of hits, where the lines hit to go to the next square. So it's about there. And like draw a light, maybe use your regular pencil for this. Try not to do too much erasing. Mr. Clark likes to take erasers away, so you guys are lucky you're not in class right now because he would probably be taking them all away from you right now. So you're just trying to follow the shapes that you see in the grid and trying to copy just the shapes for each square. Kind of guessing and sort of seeing where the lines kind of fall in your grid versus what you're seeing on the screen. So I'm gonna see, I'm not gonna do this whole thing right now. And it helps for accuracy, okay? All right, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel the need to. Bye.